I would now like to introduce a man who miraculously escaped the talons of the abortion industry. His life was spared because of the gift of adoption. I would like to invite adoptee, attorney, and subject of the films I Lived on Parker Avenue and Life Mark, David Scotton, to the mic to share his story.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? There are a lot of you here today, and that is so inspiring and exciting. I am so honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I came from New Orleans, Louisiana, so we had a bit of a fly over here, but I am glad to be here and share with you a story. Melissa and Brian, they were 18 years old. They were seniors in high school. They weren't married and they didn't have any money saved. And Melissa was pregnant. So they decided that abortion would be their easiest and simplest solution. So they decided to drive to the abortion clinic in Indianapolis, Indiana. But to get into the clinic, they had to pass the usual pro-life protesters that were praying for them on the sidewalk, that were talking to them on the sidewalk. They were trying to get them to change their mind. And one woman from the sidewalk told Melissa that her baby had 10 fingers and 10 toes. Melissa still proceeded inside the clinic and sat on the abortion doctor's table, ready to abort her child. When she thought back to what the lady outside the clinic had told her, she realized that her baby was real, that her baby was special, and that her baby was meant for someone special. But she decided to leave the abortion clinic and choose adoption. And that's how I'm here today. I was that baby 28 years ago. And there's a lot more to the story than what I'm able to share with you today. But thankfully, I was able to meet my birth parents 18 years later and say thank you. Thank you for walking out of that abortion clinic. Thank you for choosing life. And thank you for choosing the adoption option, because that's how I'm here today. And there's a short documentary called I Lived on Parker Avenue. It's online, it's free. I hope that all of you will go watch it when you go home today. It's a documentary that shows our first time meeting and first time thank you, where I got to meet the brave, courageous woman who left that clinic and chose adoption and say thank you. And thanks to God's blessing, He has continued to use this story in ways we never would have imagined. There's now an upcoming movie set to release this fall called Life Mark. It's starring Kirk Cameron, and it's based or inspired by our adoption story. So we are so excited to see the potential that this story has to continue to impact human lives and save lives. Adoption is beautiful, isn't it? It's life-giving, isn't it? And there's just so much that we can talk about today, and I hope I can meet some of you after this. But there's just so many exciting things happening in the Right to Life movement right now. How about that Roe v. Wade, huh? I don't want to jinx it yet. I believe it when I see the full opinion. But it is very exciting, and as someone who marched for life as an 8th grader in Washington, D.C., I am so excited to see what this pro-life movement is doing. And I only have so much time with you today, so to conclude, I'd just like to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing for life. Thank you for marching for life. I was seconds away from being just another number. I was seconds away from being just another statistic on how many abortions occurred in the United States each year. And I wasn't. And I wasn't because of this movement. I wasn't because of this pro-life generation who is going to continue to change minds and save babies. So thank you so much for having me here today. It has been an honor.